Good afternoon, it's Vanessa from The Essence Within with our weekly crystal videos. This week our feature crystal is Kyanite. Now I don't know if you know much about Kyanite, but I've got a few specimens here, and like I ask at the start of every crystal video I make for you, please just hold a space for the energy that the crystals want to bring for you. Allow it to bring forth any messages, any healing that you're needing at this time. And you also have to trust that at the time that you see this video, whether you see it at the time of it being uploaded or many months down the track, know that that is the right time for you to be using this, working with this crystal. So I have just the blue Kyanite here today, but Kyanite comes in blue, green and black, also grey as well, but I only have the blue here today. Now I have here these longer pieces, they're called blades or shards of Kyanite, and I just have a little tumble stone just here. Now I did have a beautiful tumble stone, but that crystal has gone walkabout. Now I'm not sure if it happens to you, but I have a lot of crystals that go walkabout, and quite often when they go walkabout, it's because you don't need that crystal any longer or at that time. And I also have just as many returning. So I find crystals many years later that I either forgotten that I've had, and I even find crystals that I look at them and I think, I don't ever remember buying this crystal or receiving this crystal. And you have to trust that it returns at a time that you need it. So I'll just pick up, I'll show a little bit closer these two here. These two shards of Kyanite. Now the one on the right, it's much duller in colour and has a lot of brown in it. It's actually more grey. And if you look at the piece in my left hand, it's a bright blue. And if you look at these tiny little pieces down here, these are actually pieces of this bluey grey Kyanite that when I pulled them out of the bag, they came off. So Kyanite is very fragile. And these shards are actually quite sharp. So it's like a splinter, because it looks like a piece of wood if you can see the markings on this piece. And if you look at this Kyanite, it's quite shiny, glossy, silvery actually. But it also, I don't think you can see it here, but it also has the brown flecks in it as well. Now Kyanite is one of the two minerals of this planet that it neither accumulates nor retains negative energy, and therefore it never needs cleansing or clearing. So it's a perfect crystal. I suppose it really depends on the size of the piece that you have, but it will still work. That you can use this piece of Kyanite to cleanse your other crystals. You can also use it to cleanse the energy of a room. You can use it to cleanse your jewelry. You can sit something on it or buy it next to it and set the intention for it to cleanse and clear the energy of something. It's also a fantastic crystal for those who seem to have lost their way in life. And if you're looking to break a cycle or a pattern of self-destructive behavior, Kyanite offers empowerment. So one way you could use this crystal, you could either work with it just by holding it, placing it on your throat chakra or on your third eye, and each night just choose an emotion to work with. Now you'll know at the time what emotion it will come to you, and even if you think that emotion really has nothing to do with what's going on and what this behavior is showing you. Trust that that emotion that comes up is what needs to be healed. So just hold the thought of that emotion when it comes up. Allow any images that come up to just play out, any other thoughts and feelings that come up. Just sit within those feelings, sit within that emotion, feel it fully. Don't try and push it away because it's too painful or it's negative or it's, you don't believe it to be true. Just sit with it and allow it to come in and allow it to go out again. And trust whatever comes up. Allow whatever comes up. You might get a word, you might get a person's name that comes up and you think, well, that's totally unrelated. But hang on, it may not be totally unrelated. So you have to trust whatever you receive and just work with that emotion each night. So each night, ask for a new emotion until you feel that you've worked through all that you need. Now, you may only need to do this for a couple of nights. You may seem that you're doing this for weeks on end, and that's okay. Because know that you're getting somewhere. So because I have the blue one here, the blue one is related to the throat chakra, which is communication. The blue one is also related to the element of air, which is related to communication once again. So really trust what you're receiving. And that also will go hand in hand, because I'll tell you further on down the track a little bit more in regards to that. But those who work with Reiki or any other healing energy, a kyanite is an excellent stone for attunements. It's also wonderful for meditation for the same reason, as it's an amplifier of high energy and stimulates psychic abilities and intuition. So, of course, when you go into a meditative state, you want that high energy. You want your intuition to be running through you. You want your psychic abilities to be in tune with who you are. You want to capture them. And also, when if you're a Reiki master and you're doing an attunement, it might be nice to have a crystal grid with kyanite featuring in that grid right near where you're doing your attunements. And also, if you're not a Reiki master or an energy healer and you're going to receive an attunement, maybe it might be a lovely thing for you to just hold a piece of kyanite as you receive your attunement, because that will amplify the energy of what you're receiving. Now, on a physical level, kyanite treats muscular disorders, fevers, the thyroid, the adrenals, the throat, and the brain. It's also a natural pain reliever. It helps to heal infections. It lowers blood pressure. Excellent for helping releasing weight. And also it's wonderful for balancing the yin and yang. So you might ask, just as a general rule, how do crystals heal a physical ailment? Well, each crystal vibrates their own vibration, and that is in tune with the same vibration of certain ailments within the body. And as we know, certain ailments within the body are linked to certain emotions. So they all work within the same vibration. So when you're working with a crystal, what you're doing is actually allowing the vibration of your body, which is on all levels, physical, emotion, mental, and spiritual, to all work as one. So the lower vibration, which is what is held within the body, is raised up to the vibration of the crystal. The crystal will never ever lower its vibration down to match its surroundings. So that is how it works and how it heals. It raises the vibration of whatever it's meant to heal. and raises it up. Now, of course, just because you might sit with your crystal and work with your crystal, don't expect that instant miracles. You're not going to get up from your healing session and think miraculously I've lost 5 kilos. It doesn't work that way. You have to work with it, and in time it will work within your body through the energy system. So the key words for kyanite are vivid dreams. Now, these vivid dreams may come because you're working with the psychic energy and a higher vibration. Again, goes hand in hand with channeling. Works with altered states, which is then also part of channeling the vivid dreams and the psychic. It works with honesty, and that's where the communication part connects, because you want to communicate openly and honestly, not only with those around you, but with yourself. And also, in turn, you're asking for those around you to communicate open and honestly with you. It's also a stone of loyalty, which again goes with the honesty. And it's a stone of visualization, again hand in hand with the vivid dreams, the channeling, the altered states, the psychic awareness. And a stone of serenity, because if you ever look at medical rooms, maybe even children's rooms, they're painted blue. Blue is a symbol of peace. It's a calming colour. Now, if we're looking at zodiacs, kyanite is associated with Aries, Taurus and Libra. And as I said before, kyanite comes in blue, grey, black and green. So I'll just hold these up once more before we end this video so you can have a closer look at kyanite. It's quite readily available, and the piece you choose is really just depends on what you want to work with it with. Remembering that this kyanite is a little rough. It does splinter when you touch it, so you need to be careful and you need to be gentle with it. So it's something that you'd put down perhaps in a grid. That way it's a little bit more protected. If you're wanting to work with a tumble stone, you can carry that in your pocket, in your clothes, in your bag. It's a little bit safer to do that way for both you and the crystal. So once again, I'm Vanessa from The Essence Within. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that way you will never miss when I place a new video up. You'll get a notification to say that there's a new video up, because you just don't know, that one video that you miss is the crystal that you need to be working with at that particular time. So until next week, namaste.